Hey you folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Sid Meier's Civilization 5 as Poland. I'm still so excited the fact that we did not lose a city to Napoleon. I have no interest in going after his own stuff. And it does suck that our trade routes are getting pillaged, but other than that, everything is awesome. Do we get the progress here? 2,200 hammers, and it's going to finish next turn. We could probably take some cities off of it, but at this point, we did lock in 2,200 hammers out of a total of 56-ish, which is not a bad ratio. We've probably got the win. So, yeah, let's... although, I guess they can be overkill, the number of hammers. Let's pull some cities off. Not necessarily all cities. We don't necessarily want the Louvre. Custodia Dentor is actually kind of cool. The Kremlin... could also be handy. Actually, let's build the Kremlin. Free social policy is nice. A little bit of soft culture isn't bad either. And bonus production for armor is never a bad thing. It seems like a thing that we can do in our capital. So we'll leave it on production focus. Meanwhile, in Krakow, it's got some stuff to build. Really, we're not building the... We're not building the calves, so it doesn't come up. If we were building cavalry, like the ducal stables would have come in more handy, and if we had anywhere that had, like, a few more pastures... I mean, I guess it's free. I just realized there's no upkeep on this. So it is like a net win, just working that one sheep. We'd build this in one turn. We get +1 production, +1 gold. You know what? At this point, it's not necessarily... It's not worth it. Maybe I should have built them earlier. Probably I should have. Alright, next turn. Watch him come out of nowhere with some sort of, like, cavalry unit. And just, like, take the city. The bombarders would be expected, of course. But if he doesn't have a melee, he can't take the city. Wow, Napoleon was making a really solid run. It was definitely more than required. But, you know, as in terms of a percentage thing, not that much. So we got the gold. We got another social policy, which will allow us to unlock our level 3 tenant. The tourism boost here I don't think is what we need. We're not really looking to capture courthouses, but the internal trade routes are very, very, very nice. That being said, I think what we do is, because we are looking for a space victory, I think we take the space flight pioneers with the idea that we can faith buy an engineer. And we will also get a great engineer here. And I think what we do is just keep the great engineers around to buy our spaceship parts. Although... we could, let me double check what my faith is. Right now we're on Remind Me Later. Probably keep it there. We could buy a great scientist at this point and help us light bulb things faster. Because we're actually not that close yet. You know what? Maybe the great scientist will be the thing to pick up. We might still save them a bit and put our cities back to science focus. Actually, there's a good example of a science focus there. We'll put everything back to science. Except maybe our capital, since we are building a wonder there. We'll have you be production focus, and that'll be okay. And then we won't use the great scientists right away. We'll let the cities accumulate a little bit of science for a few turns, because then the great scientists will pop for more, because the way it works apparently is it's based on the science that you've produced in the last X number of turns, like 30 turns or something like that. Can we take this? Let's give it 1 bombard. Oh, come on! It wasn't supposed to kill it. I suppose I could have done a promotion. Really? You have Coastal Raider? As opposed to the boarding party? Why did we give you Coastal Raider? Well, I mean, we may as well keep going with that promotion then. If that's what you have. You can go into the city and then heal up. I suppose with the unit in there we do more damage as well. I'm going to do that because I'm going to be moving in the other frigate to... not quite kill that. Oh, that's too bad. You move into city range and then rest up. You have city raider... Why? Why were we attacking cities with these? Or did I, like, misclick a promotion at some point? Or are we getting the city raider promotion for free because of something? I don't know. I'm so confused. It's too early in the morning and I haven't had any coffee yet. Opera House is done. The Opera House is done. Oh, we can build battleships. You know, it's probably a good idea to have a mini fleet of battleships. So we do have one pasture over here. You know what? I'm going to feel really, really good if we pump out a few battleships. Let's pump out a battleship over here. And, ooh, not here. That is too long of a construction time. We have enemy ships here? No, we don't. It's been blockaded. Is it really? Huh, that's interesting. Probably a lighthouse to work the fish better and, you know, get the extra happy and all those things. It's production, it's food, it's happy. It seems like a half-decent idea. We've got a lot of work to do over here. We could build a few bombers as well to help defend, say, this city, which might not be a bad idea. Or we can just build a military base here. Granary Shrine. Lots of really, really good and important stuff that we could definitely use in our favor. I mean, the seaport wouldn't be bad. I'm at this point, I'm more worried about, say, I'm worried more about losing than I'm about winning. I need to make sure I don't just, like, get blown up and die. I have a lot of oil, right? No, I only have one spare oil right now. Oh, right, the battleships need oil. That's true. Tell you what. You will build me a military base. Because if the Shoshone turn on me, I will have maybe a rough time defending. It might be overkill. It probably is. Especially since I should probably just build the public school first. You know what? Build the public school first. I can purchase it with faith. Hang on, let's just do that. I mean, I know I'm saving up for my dudes there. Boom. What's the, Oh, it's not my religion. Alright, that works. Is there anyone else I could buy one of those? Oh, research labs. With faith. That's probably a good idea, actually. Let's keep doing that. Meanwhile, here we finished a harbor. Go you. Probably build a lighthouse next, because we do have a few resources going on there. We'll have to hook up that oil and stuff at some point. I'm going to move my my cavalry out to maybe around here. And then move the artillery in and siege up. We got proper infantry. I don't like being on flat ground. Is this a hill? It is a hill. So we'll do something like that, even though it's not really a safe position either. We got a great engineer, which we could use to insta-buy the Kremlin, actually. But wait, we get a scientist and an engineer? Or did I get a couple of different pop-ups? International games got completed. Lots of alliances are switching. There we go. I'm gaining some influence in a few different places. Oh my god, there's so many pop-ups. It's all the city-state stuff. Influence over Manila. Oh, there's probably a lot of people waiting for a great person. We got a unit. Oh, that's why I have an actual infantry. Oh, good, alright. Arts are flourishing there. Kukau's got 23 people. Montezuma entered the modern era. Wait, really? Okay, let's start spying on Monty. Probably with our super spy. What the hell? Still have one defensive spy. No, that's defensive spy. This one is a diplomat trying to get some stuff going. Oh, in terms of tourism stuff, it's probably still okay. Although, we're plus 17 now. How are we looking? Oh, we still have dissidents. And most of the pressure... Actually, these days, most of the pressure is coming from France, although we can't have a diplomat over there. We still have some pressure coming from the Shoshone. So if we were able to eliminate that, that would work pretty well, too. Alright, we'll leave it as is. You auto-wake up if you see an enemy. You know what? Let's just go and finish the Kremlin that way. That's fine. You can go back to some science focus. It'll still finish next turn. That's okay. And you, we talked about waiting a couple of turns to get maximum light bulbage. On the other hand, the faster, you know what? Let's try to rush, because we'll get the Apollo program next turn at the same turn that Warsaw becomes open, so it can start building that right away. We don't actually need to rush the Apollo program by itself, because it just unlocks the ability to build the spaceship parts, but we don't actually have spaceship parts available, so it's not a big deal. I believe it would be actually important, and it's relatively cheap to upgrade these guys right away. And we've plundered another trade route, or a friendly one. I don't suppose you'd be willing to negotiate yet, right? You would. You'd give me 18 gold per turn as well. I could also ask for a bunch of oil, but I think that would be a little bit silly, because at some point that deal will run out. Although, at that point, I might have my own oil hooked up. I think it's not necessary to rush. Is there anything else I would like to do before we peace out? I like the fact that we can get peace. No, I have no ambition to go and take his cities. It would be a big waste of energy that would do nothing for us. So, yeah. Give money, please. And just like that, we're at peace. And getting some extra bucks. Nice! Okay. Well, that worked out beautifully. In fact, I could have even sent a spy to go schmoozing over in Paris. But I think we'll leave things as is. I suppose I could have left Roman in that one city for an extra turn and then done a coup. But I think the sooner we start stealing tech, the better. Hopefully, the Aztecs aren't going for the science victory. Hopefully, they're not like researching the same stuff that I have. That would be annoying. You want to buy salt for 5 gold per turn and would give me an embassy. You know what? That's not necessarily so bad. I'd rather if you give me wine, but you don't have quite enough for that. We finished the Kremlin. Boom! I like the smile the most. I'm relatively happy. And if we can get our tourism situation resolved, then it'll be really quite good. So we got our rocketry, which gives us actually a lot of stuff. Do we want to keep going down here and pick up some extra things? Purchasing buildings, we're not going to gold cost that many buildings. Fighting friendly territory is actually kind of handy for us, because that's mostly what we're going to do. Twice likely to capture enemy spies attempting to steal the technology might be a good idea. Local happiness from national wonder. They're all okay, none of them are critical. However, if we did unlock another one, then we could grab that thing that gives like food, hammers, science in all of our cities, which is probably what we want to do, rather than go for another social policy. More money is nice, less city-state decay is nice, but I would really like that. So, I think double agents might actually be really good for us. Because I think we'll still mostly spend gold, maybe buying a unit or bribing city-states rather than building buildings. Although buying the research things is pretty good. But they're expensive, we don't necessarily have that much money. Although I do have all the police and everything. Are we just more happy? We're good on happy. But you know what? Golden Ages. The fact that it's taking so long to decide here means that they're all pretty goddamn samey. In the interest of not losing the game, let's take Patriotic War. As long as we don't lose, we will win. Which sounds redundant, but I think people kind of get what I'm saying here. I think you're picking up what I'm putting down. Alright, reveal the entire map. Hubble Space Telescope is pretty good. Great scientists, free spaceship factory in the city, and bonus production building spaceship parts. So I'm pretty sure we want to rush towards that, and I think that was our plan initially, and will continue to be our plan. Other than that, it's just going to be about beelining to various bits and pieces, and potentially no specific order. Spaceship factory is nice, and we do have aluminium. So, we can get the recycling center if we want more of it as well. So I think what I'll do is I will queue up a robotics, because robots are cool. Also, the missile cruisers aren't bad either, but we'll We'll queue that up, which of course will backfill tons of stuff. And we can start establishing spaceship factories, and then we will probably start teching up to things that give me bits and pieces. If we're a little scared about war, we might go and pick up nanotechnology to unlock XCOM squads. We could also do giant death robots, depending on if we have a bunch of uranium or not. If we have a bunch of uranium, which we don't know yet because we don't have atomic theory. You know what? Okay, we have to unlock satellites because revealing the whole map is actually quite handy, and we can start working on the Hubble. It'll unlock a new era for a new social policy. But then we're going to go atomic theory just to reveal uranium so we can mine it because it adds a lot of production. Then we will probably go up to robotics regardless, but I suppose we'll reevaluate at that juncture. I need to rebuild some caravans too. We lost some various influence. More people with order, which is great. Bought a new tile, which is fine. We got a fully healthy frigate. I will move. I'll have a ship off the coast of Poznan. I will have another frigate right over here by Rokla. You can just sit tight. Auto wake up if you see someone. Rest. Cargo ship. Sort by highest gold, and that'll do. Keep going with the Shoshone. Hopefully that'll keep them off our back. And yeah, we'll have to build a few. Machine gun can just auto wake up if you see someone. Shortcut key for that, by the way, is A. It's not an automated like you get with the workers. We'll probably should buy an extra worker or two. Although at this point, a lot of our territory itself is actually improved. Be nice to get a few railroads and things. You want to continue to buy ivory. Alright, but it'll cost you 7. Alright, it'll cost you 6. Lots of people request units because they're at war with various civilizations. And what was I going to check? Oh, my spy. If I coup now, 85% chance to flip tier. Yes. Coup is successful. Overthrowing the Ethiopian supporters to put in a group bosses allied with us, which is great. And then we'll probably keep this spy in here to rig the election and lower their influence a little bit more and keep me a little bit more in the lead. Various tiles, various sizes, still relatively small. Yeah, gifting them units. Another civilization impressed Mbunga. That sucks. And we completed the Kremlin for Kaisel, and they love us for that. Great. We got oil there. Is there any way that'll ever get reached? If we bought this tile, I wonder if the city would then try to grab the oil. It's worth a try. I'm not sure if it'll do that. It's a lot of money. I'm going to try to go in there. It'll probably try to work its way towards the fish, but at some point that might help it get to the oil. It's probably a long way away. But that's alright. I don't know what to do with this caravel. No, let's put you on the pearls. And then we'll just have you guys like rest there. That'll be fine. Okay, good. Let's keep improving things. Next turn. Should probably be micromanaging my tiles a bit more than I am. Yay! Everyone loves order. Askia made peace with just some city-states. Oh, no, Ethiopia and Songhai made peace. That's what happened. And we got a new unit from... Oh, we got a paratrooper. Excellent! Great unit. Very good. Where do we want to park you for extra defenses? You know what? We're going to sit you on top of this salt. Lodz has already been attacked once, so let's put in some defenses there to try to prevent that from happening again. We're going to put you right on top of the oil and just have you wait. Although it'd be nice if we had a bombarding unit behind you, actually. Next turn. Askia made peace with some city-states. Napoleon made peace with some people. Manila wants the Louvre. I don't think we're going to do that. Montezuma is plotting... Well, let's let them know about that. Listen, Haley. Montezuma's plotting against you. We can't steal technology from the Aztecs. How's that possible? They entered the modern era. Oh! God, I'm such a derp. I was like, I'm in the atomic era. Clearly modern comes after that, right? No, he entered this shit over here. Oh, god damn it. Such a fail. So much fail. The problem is, I hate the name of the modern era. It feels like the modern era should be like now, like the 2000s. But it's not. Go back to Sidon. I'm going to coup those guys. Finish the stock exchange. I don't think we need an airport. We could use a little bit more passive culture, but we do have a lot of happiness. Building some hospitals might be a good idea. We could also just build some more units, although we do have to keep in mind that we are a little bit restricted on how much oil we've got to go around. Mobile SAMs are cheap, though. And you know what? Krakow does not have any defenses whatsoever, so we're going to give you that, just in case we start getting bombarded from over here. And actually, Rocklock should probably do the same thing next. Lighthouse is done. Congratulations. Ooh, let's get a research lab going on. Shall we? And you go and stand right over here. Can we upgrade you to a battleship? I think we can. Right, so we can upgrade one of them to a battleship, which would cost us oil. Suppose we'll do this one. And there, I'm now out of oil. But what I will build are some workboats. Yes, let us work together in friendship. I totally never got anyone to declare war on you, by the way. That was a lie and a rumor. Vicious at that. I'm glad you don't pay any attention to that. Alright, so you just go back here because we don't have enough oil to upgrade you, so that's fine. You auto-wake up if something comes nearby. Lighthouse is done. You build a workshop. We're going to get another city to build the workboat for you. You just try to increase your production as much as possible. Actually, can we buy a workboat? We're making good money. Yeah, bam. Let's just do that. And I think this might be a good place to put in a cut. What year is it? It's 1818. We are working on launching satellites into space and going to the moon, you know, as you do in 1818. It seems entirely reasonable. Obviously, our tech is actually progressing quite well, despite the random freakout where it's like, oh, Montezuma, who's of course in last place, has entered the modern era. Obviously, that means I've got to spy on him. God damn, such a derp. It's possible that the Shoshone... No, they don't, because if I do a trade route to them, I don't get any beakers. And that's based on how many technologies they have that I don't. So I'm still well ahead of the curve there. And again, it comes down to, let's make sure we don't lose, and we will win. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.